Today we will discuss about input and output. Right?
Yes.
The first one is the first topic is console input. We will
Okay.
we will discuss about how to take input from the user and store into the file or store to a variable. Right? So suppose that I am declaring
Okay.
a variable that is a variable can be anything, whatever you want to declare as you wish. Right? So with the help of input function, we take some input from user. Right? So suppose that
Yeah.
this function is followed by prompt, prompt, prompted window. So that means if I execute this program, right? So we'll get a prompted window that is look like at this, right? So where
Yes.
you enter something, suppose that A, B, C, and hit the enter key, and the the input will be stored into the variable A, right? So
Yes.
suppose that I want a name from the user. I want you to enter your username. You will enter
Okay.
your name. You can declare a variable that is name and
Okay.
name a print function like this, right? So now take input from the user. So that John. John is my first number, first name, and last name is what can be anything. John, my can be anything, right? In that way, you can take a complete input or the complete full name into a variable that is name, right? By print
Yes.
function, you can print your name on the output screen, right? So here is your name.
Yeah. Okay.
You can add a string with the variable this, like this. Your name is this, right? So suppose that John Minecraft. Okay, so your name is John Minecraft. Okay, is it clear?
Yes.
Okay. So the return type of this input function is string. It will return
Okay.
always a string value, string type of value. So just check the type of that variable using type function. Just pass the variable name here inside the parenthesis. This is the type method which is used to know the type of the variable. Okay. The types of return function, uh, the type of that function is always a string. So that John, right? So this is what it returns a string. Even you are entering any integer type of value, then it will convert it into string. So you will get this value into the variable name, which is a string, right? So here you can see that this is it clear?
Yes.
Now take a floating number that is 5.2, and this will be converted into a string because the input returns always a string. So the output will be this. Okay. Suppose you want to take input an integer value from the user, right? So you have to
Yes.
convert by taking input. Suppose like in by int function, you can convert your string value into an integer. Suppose a. Now the type of that variable is always integer. If you are entering any floating number, that will be converted into integer number. So it returns the integer part of that value. That will be 5. So because the type of file A, you just need to convert this in A. Integer A. So now check the type of that variable is what? Type A. So here you can see that type of A
Okay.
still giving string integer A. We have already converted it into 5, 6 is what? This is integer number. Now just convert this number into integer number and store it in a variable, right? So now print B and see the type of variable of B. Now it has been converted. You have to store another variable while converting the value. You cannot convert it directly. Okay, so now you can also convert this value into float. Now the check the type of that variable. When you are entering any integer value, that will be converted into floating. Now see this 5.0 and check the type of that variable is what? Float. Is it clear?
Yes.
In that way we can uh, convert any string value into an integer or float. You can convert any integer value to float, any float value to int, and you can also convert any integer value, integer data to complex, but cannot convert any complex number into integer or float, right? You can convert any float number to complex, right? So we will convert this. Wait for the moment. Now just take any input number, any integer number. Suppose that I'm taking an integer number from the user and convert into convert it into complex, right? Complex. So user will enter any number that will be a string. That string will be converted into integer, and after that, that integer number will be converted into complex, right? Now check the type of B and C and print the value of B and C. Okay, look at this. If I enter
Yeah.
the integer value, so that is
Yes.
string. That is a string because it is storing into a variable A. That is not converted, right? Still. Now, in the next line, in the next statement, we are converting that value into an integer number, or the next one is complex, right? So that the output will be the first number integer and then the complex. See this, first value is integer and the second value is what? Clear?
Complex.
Is it clear?
Yes.
And, and suppose that if you are having any complex number, suppose a
Yes.
plus 2j, this is the real part, sorry, this is the real part of that complex number and this is imaginary part. We are having
Okay.
two parts in the complex number. The first one is without any variable, this will be real part and this will be imaginary part. You understand what is complex number? Complex number is the combination of real and imaginary part.
Okay.
Okay, so this is the complete complex number, right? Where the first part is real number and the second part is imaginary part. Suppose that you want to convert that number into integer. So will it be converted or not? Suppose how to convert it into integer. Okay, so now convert that number and check the type if it is converted. So it will raise an error. Look at this. What is the error? Type error. Cannot convert complex to integer. So as I already told you about this, right? We can only convert integer number to float, float number to int to complex, float to complex. We cannot convert complex to integer or complex to float. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Is it clear?
Yeah.
You can also take multiple inputs from the user. Suppose that um, first name, last name, right?
Okay.
By using split function, input and the first name and last name, right? User will enter
Okay.
their complete name followed by first name and last name, and you will split that first and last name by using split method. If you don't pass anything inside this parameter, that means that uh, your string will be separated by space. If you pass any of character here, suppose that comma you are passing, so your string will be separated by comma. Suppose that now print first name and last name. Okay, now enter the first name John, and after this first name you have to put the comma to separate your input. Okay, John and Michael. Now see this. This will be two inputs, which the first value will be stored into a variable first name, and the second value will be stored into a variable second variable last name. Right. So now hit the enter key. You will see that John. Is it clear?
Yeah.
You can take multiple inputs by using the split function. If you don't pass anything inside this parameter, then
Okay.
the input will be separated by space. Michael, John. Right? I'm giving some space of one character in between the inputs. So this is the first input and this is the second input. Now hit the enter key. You will see that the value will be accepted into a variables. Right? In that way you can collect or you can take multiple inputs from the user. Right? Is it clear?
Yes.
You can also take multiple inputs in a variable, that is data, and after that we can convert it into another data types, right? So suppose that data, I'm taking multiple inputs into that variable followed by space, right? So suppose that the first input will be the name of the student or the candidate, right? So which will be at position of 0, right? So
Yes.
right. So after that you want to take his age. So the age should be in integer. Now convert this age into integer, right?
Yes.
And after this, weight. Weight is
Okay.
float, right? Now weight is at what position? At second position, right? So we are getting the first input at 0 index position, second input at first position, and third input at second position, and so on, right? So now data of, right. So we are getting three inputs in a single variable, that is data, and followed by name, age, weight, and we have converted into different data types. Now print that name, age, and weight. You can also check the data type of the variable using type function, right? This is what see this name John, give some space of one character. Now enter the age and weight, 72 right. Here is the first value is integer, which we did not convert into another data type. So that's why it returns string value, which is name, right? And the second value is what? age. We have already converted into integer value, so it returns integer. And the next one is weight. This value will be converted into float. So it has returned. Is it clear?
Class float.
Yes. Is it clear?
Yes.
Okay. Any confusion regarding this?
No.
Take inputs from the user and store into a variable and return that we can collect or we can take multiple inputs, multiple data type inputs from the user.
Okay.
Okay. So now we move to the next topic, that is console output. So what is the meaning of output? Output is nothing, just show the input which we are taking from the user and
Yes.
showing on your output screen. So that is
Okay.
right. So suppose that if I say A is 10, B is 15, and C is 20. Right. So now to print all the values of all variables on your output screen. This is your input screen. Right. And this is your output screen, which is showing your output. By print function is used to show the output on your screen. It gives the output on your output screen. Right. So print function is always used to give the output on your screen. Just you can print A, B, C. Right.
Oh,
This
yes.
is your output screen. We can also use some attributes with this. Suppose that you want to separate uh, these values with comma. So you just need to pass separator. SEP is an attribute of that function that will separate your variables, your value by comma, whatever you are passing inside this quotes. Right. Now just hit the enter key. So you will see that all values has been separated by comma. Okay. So one more attribute is that suppose uh, you want that your string should be and any of characters which you are passing. Suppose that comma, suppose that exclamation sign, question mark, and so on, whatever you are passing, and full stop, whatever. So suppose just use an attribute that is and attribute is used to put the sign which you are passing inside
Okay.
the single quotes. That attribute will put the sign after your string when your string is completed, right? So suppose that after this variable, the string is this is actually a number, right? But after these numbers, you can take any string here, so that hello, hello world, welcome, right? So you just want your string should be add with a sign which you are passing inside this quote, right? Suppose exclamation sign. So all the values of variables will be printed and followed by end of this sign. Here now enter entry key and it's not defined. So A B C. Oh, this is what this is string. So you have to specify or you write your string surrounded by single or double quotes. Right? So that's why this is confused. Now this all the variables will be printed followed by end of sign, which is activation. You can pass anything inside this quotes. Is it clear?
Yeah.
This is used to end of the sign. Is it clear?
Yes.
Now, can you please solve a question? Take three inputs, three integer inputs. Write a program to take three integers from user. Right? User will enter the three integer numbers, and you have to find which one is greater from that. Right?
Which one is what?
Find the greater number among them. Can you please solve it? Write a program to take three integers from users to find the greatest number or find the greater number among them. It's very easy. Now take three variables A, B, C and just input or you can take input in that way enter value of A, right?
Okay.
Value of B into value of C, right? Convert this string value into integer number.
Okay.
This is like that. And now print all the values A, B, C. Make it comment. Make the sign comment. Now take 5, 6, 4, and check the type of value A, 5, 6. So that gives integer, right? So that means we are
Yes.
converting all the string value into a integer number, right? So we just print these three values for verifying that all the values are integers. Now specify the condition using if statement. If suppose A is greater than B and A is greater than C, so print A is greater than C. Right. We'll discuss this program later. Right. Now I'm just showing that how to take input and give output. We are we should focus on how to take inputs from the user and give the output to the user, right? We will discuss this entire program or this program later, right? So what is, how to make condition, what is that operator, we will discuss later. Don't worry. Now just focus on only the input or the output. Is it clear? Is it clear?
Yes.
Now, Aleph, this is the second condition. B is greater than A and C. B is greater than C. Now, then B is greater than A and C, right? So
Yes.
for that, uh, C is greater than A and now see this. If I say the value of A is 6 and 10 and 2, which one is greater? Which value is greater rather than two values? 10 is greater. Is it clear? 10 is greater.
Yes.
Okay, now hit the enter key. You will see that 10 is greater than 6 and 2. So 6 is what? The value of A and C is what? 2 is what? The value of C. So that means the value of A
Yes.
is greater than others. Right.
Okay.
Now take some more inputs. Suppose I minus 1 as the value of A and 0 and 15. Now which one is greater? Obviously 15 is greater here. Now hit the enter key and see this. Is this output correct? No, this output is not correct. So why? Why is the error what we have done wrong? In the else block, see this statement. A is greater than A and B. You should have written C in place of A, right?
Yes.
You should have written C in place of A. So we have done a very big mistake. So that's why it returns -1. Now we take same inputs -1, 0, 15, -1, 0, 15. Now it should be written 15 is greater than -1 and is it clear?
Yes.
Any confusion here? Any confusion here?
No.
Are you sure about this?
Yes.
So now
Yes.
we have completed uh, two chapters, that is how to take input, how to give the output to the user, right? In different um, ways, we have taken inputs from the user, right? We have all, we have also uh, completed a topic that is type conversion. Type conversion is what? Integer to float, float to integer, integer to complex, float to complex, right? So we have completed this topic also today, right? So that means we have completed
Yes.
three topics today. right?
Okay.
All,
Yeah.
I think all the things are clear.
Okay.
All the things are very clear or not?
Right here.
Right. Okay. So today's the content for today's class is sufficient, and in the next lecture we will discuss a new topic that will be a container, or can be anything.
Okay.
That will be can be anything, right? So we will discuss a new topic in the next lecture. Till that, goodbye.